What's up, YouTube? COD4Man221 here, and welcome back to Code of Furious 2 Online Replay. We're playing as United States, and in this match, I promise you guys, I will get a Pershing, and so will Lipton. We're also playing with Lipton, obviously, and we're also going against these two guys. One guy is going to go for the Tiger Ace, and then one is going, we're not quite sure yet, but definitely is going to make a lot of these. He's going to stack the bulletins to get a lot of cheap Panzer Grenadiers. So, let's talk about this map. Basically, munitions are in the south, fuel's here in the far north. So, like, you basically want to hold one fuel. Two is great, but one is good. So you want to hold the fuel pretty much in the town if you can. Hold the victory point and try to hold the southern part. If it doesn't work, you could also control the whole north and just ignore the town. But you got to see how that works out. Anyway, so I'm going to capture this, and I'm going to basically be fighting the Wehrmacht, and it's going to be a little tricky. To fight these guys around. They're going to make a lot of grenadiers. Ilm's going to be going against the OKW, and he is also the US, obviously. So yeah, we also have the. We're possibly a little worried about the Tiger Ace, but that has to come later on. So we're just going to try to hold the fuel and knock these guys out early game if we can. And I'm going to lay some barbed wire right here, just to force them to come around this side. I'd love to put a machine gun in this house. I do have my rifleman currently stationed in this house. It's going to be an urban fight. And what really sucks for the Americans is that the rear echelon troops do not have flamethrowers. In fact, they don't have any flamethrowers unless you have a specific doctrine for those combat engineers. We do have the Rangers, though, so they can definitely throw grenades. You can see Lipton is being engaged right here. This is not a good engagement for the OKW player. Just going with all these riflemen, and I'm even going to start shooting at him, and we almost get him there. So he got lucky there. Something also notice is that this house actually kind of lets you see, basically it only has three windows on this side. So when you hop into it, it's not like, let's start out the fog of war. I still can't see over the fence, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you have a guy in that window there. But yeah, so you can't see over the fence, so you just got to be careful about that. And I'm not just going to let the whole south fall to the enemy, or at least I think, but I'm running some tough resistance. This is where most of my opponent's troops are, which are the, he's going to go for flamethrowers, basically. This is going to be a good strategy. He also has a machine gun early on to kind of, make it hard for me to basically, advance in the city here. Now you can see Lipton is going to spread out. I'm going to try to hold that fuel, attempt to take the fuel back from the Wehrmacht, because we have our own, or the OKW up here. We have our own fuel secure, that's fine. He only has one unit shooting at them right now, and he's also going to get actually flanked, but he is also flanking that flanking unit, so. Anyway, we are going to actually probably lose this to these guys, which is going to be disappointing. And it sucks because, well, actually we're going to win that because we hopped into cover there. I'm going to use volley fire and just try to get these guys pinned here. Volley fire used to instantly pin, they now make it at the very end. And he's just going to go out of range here of me, so. Volley fire is going to wear off. I'm not even sure it suppresses anymore. That's supposed to suppress, supposedly. Anyway, up close, Lipton's guys should be able to win this fight, but there's just a lot more cheap infantry the OKW can play. Lipton's infantry one-on-one, though, should be able to easily beat these guys off, but when you send them in piecemeal like this, he has to be a little careful. Grenade would be great along there. Anyway, so I've lost the south, so we're... It's a little tricky, but, you know, they're just going to keep pushing over there. I'm not only upgrading right now to get an ambulance, but I'm also grabbing a captain. I figure a captain would be good because of the pack howitzer. That might be good earlier on. Now, the lieutenant would be also good with some machine guns, but I find possible, you know, the OKW could possibly get out a flak half-track or something. It's just better to have some kind of counter to the... the replay's going to do this time. It's just better to have some kind of counter to those guys. Early on for any kind of lighter armor. And I'm going to move up to try to take this point. I'm going to run a machine gun so to fall back here. They can't really see me too well, so we're just going to hide behind the wall here. And they're actually going to pin us. Even though we're in heavy cover, they can't really see us, so. I have my ambulance rushing up to the front lines here. We're going to start healing. Now, one thing they did for the ambulance that I don't like, they've actually changed it, so when you put the healing down, and now it can constantly heal the units except when they're in combat. So you can't move it when you heal, they're like locked down. I kind of like to do like the 30-second timer or whatever, just to have that. Anyway, he's going to push up here, I'm going to be in trouble, these guys are going to flame us. And as he's flaming this unit here, he's also flanking around with grenadiers with the MGs, so I just lost that squad, which is really bad for me losing squads this early on. And we're in trouble. I'm going to have to fall back, almost lose this unit here. And that grenade was devastating. Literally killed my squad there. So I've lost 2 squads very quickly. I'm down to basically my captain here. We're in a little bit of trouble here, but Lipton is taking back their field up north, which is good. And the OKW, I'm just having trouble. I got pushed back here, basically. That's all I can really say. He should move his MG up and try to capture this point, though. Some more field would be helpful for them. So I'm grabbing a pack howitzer. I really don't have any infantry in my army besides my captain and this one group of riflemen. But his guys aren't injured. But these MGs are quite good. I'm gonna try to get behind some kind of cover here versus being stuck in the open. He's gonna want to fall back from this engagement. These guys are very low health. He's gonna fire a rifle grenade though. I'm gonna try to dodge that, which I managed to do. But he still has guys in this house here. But this house only has 2 windows. So we have to be basically a little careful over here. This guy can't help make stuff build faster. He's just hanging back at base. Oh, and he gains veterancy. Wow. Okay, cool. So Lipton is beating his opponent basically hands down over here. I'm also grabbing this pack house. I'm hoping this will help suppress Wehrmacht units in the town and help deal with any kind of pesky MG machine gun nest I might run into. First target's going to be this house where I know he is. So we're going to start shooting. These pack howitzers are great. They're much different than the infantry support guns because they're not as cheap. Just kidding. They all instantly suppress. So, yeah, I'm just going to basically kind of scout for this guy. And when I can, you see it, I made some more squads. When I can, I'm going to try to get some rangers to help with that. Lipton is forced to fall back there. They do have a lot of units over here, and they also have infantry support gun. And he's gone for defensive, so he's built trenches. We can see that right here. The fortifications doctrine, basically the defensive doctrine. So he's built trenches here. So he's really trying to... maybe I don't understand. He's building trenches so far back. I know his MG's right there, so I'm gonna bring this guy up and start using him. So he built this so far back near his headquarters. Like, the base is right here. He's like a stone's throw away from where his headquarters is. Now, you don't want your headquarters like right here or anything, but maybe in the town might help his ally out. So my artillery's gonna start firing. You know, they may be briefly capturing this town here, but it's not gonna be over. I'm not giving up. So I'm watching that. I'm gonna start throwing some grenades into this house here. Problem is we're in the middle of the street here. So the combination of multiple grenades in that house is gonna almost wipe this MG. And they're throwing grenades at me. They're almost wiping squads. I'm gonna kill that guy there. I like how 5 of us hopped in the house and just all fired from it. It's kind of cool. Anyway, I'd love to steal that MG if I could. My rear echelon aren't injured. They encountered an MG down here. So surprisingly, not surprising, but the bazookas are actually doing a great job against this guy over here. And we actually might wipe this unit if we're lucky, which I don't think we're going to be. So he's going to probably get away with too many hit points. So yeah, both goes around. This is kind of bad. And Lipton does have... Nice, he was able to wipe that out. He's got to get back from these guys. But Lipton did have the AA half track there. She's got to worry about... These guys also have bazookas up here, so... And once again, the flamethrowers are going to play a big role here. Not only are they throwing grenades also at me, rifle grenades it is. So I'm going to get these guys out. I'm not going to lose that squad. I really want this MG here, but I'm not going to risk losing my squad to get it. So I'm going to have to fall back here. He can crash the MG if he wants, but he'll lose his squad. So we're just firing a row here. I have nothing really to protect my troops, just about some rangers. I keep looking to move it up, and it's... Yeah, it's just being medical supplies, so I'm like not used to that. And my rangers do have Thompsons here. We're ready to do some battle with him. But I'm just trying to make sure we don't have any issues. Now these guys are... I'm in a very bad situation here, because not only, first of all, I'm gonna lose my gun here if I don't try to fall back with it. But we're in the open. We are meant for close quarters, not to be fighting like against houses. I'm going to try to throw a grenade, though. I should have thrown it right here, not into the house there, but we are actually going to win that fight, surprisingly. So I'm going to have to fall back again, though. But these guys are trying to heal up here. This guy has been injured, actually. My ambulance. So I'm running low on manpower at this point. Lipton's once again taking that fuel, but we've lost our own fuel, so it's pretty neutral in the fuel game here. I'm going to grab a major, and this should help me, hopefully, because I'm not going to win the infantry fight right now. I'm having issues. He's also built a fuel cache down south, too. Having a hard enough time just holding this area. But I'm definitely going to keep the medical supplies distributed so we can... I should have picked up that MG. So we can basically keep this guy healed up. I just want to collapse that house. I want to deny my opponent houses to use. I knew there was probably nothing in there. So I'm going to send a little bit of a large force down. I know it's an MG here because he almost killed my rear echelon squad earlier. In fact, that rear echelon should be coming up soon to probably grab that MG if I can. So he's forced to fall back here, got outflanked. That was a very bold, like a bold claim, but it was basically a very aggressive stance for that. Rangers are here again. So I was trying to counter some German armor if it does come out, but he's gonna come back. These guys are now vet 2. Did be worried about this flamethrowers. But you think the Rangers, for how much they cost, would actually be able to kill these guys here. I don't think he notices this right here. But I'm just actually trying to get the hell out of there. I was so close to wiping out that squad. I'm gonna hop into the house here. So I am capturing some munitions. I don't want to have all of the munitions because I would love some for myself. You can see there's a bunch of grenadiers that are now veteran now. Lipton is fighting up here. These guys are all suppressed. I don't know if Lipton has his own artillery, or it's maybe that AA half-track that's doing it. Yes, AA half-track. And I'm forced to pull back here from this kind of large blob. I'm going to capture this and try to retreat this way. I don't want to retreat through all these guys and risk getting wiped out, so I'm going to try to do kind of a retreat along the woods here. And I am capturing the fuel back. I do have these guys. We're going to pick up the MG. I don't want to leave this behind for the Wehrmacht to pick back up again. And the great thing is I'm going to put the MG in this house. The only bad thing about putting the MG in the house is I'm also vulnerable to those guys with flamethrowers. I have some more units coming on, more rangers, so I'm getting a lot of infantry here. And I need to get that major as soon as possible. You can see Lipton has pushed his opponent back once again, but he's just healing up his units, so... And he has multiple infantry support guns at this point. So I've been talking to you guys. I actually moved my MG over here. So either way, he's gonna basically fight. Tries to go this way and flank me, or this way he's gonna basically run up against some opposition. So you guys have been talking. I've been asking the comments for a while, and it seems like a lot of you agree that there should not be suppression on the howitzer, or the it should be on the howitzer or the infantry support gun. They're gonna throw grenades at me. I gotta be careful because I need to get these guys up close, but I do not have enough for the frag grenade, and we're just getting targeted. These guys are getting massacred over here. These guys get hit by a rifle grenade. So we're in trouble. I gotta force them forward. They're still not really doing anything over there, so we're healing up. This guy's vet too. I gotta reinforce him quickly. We're very worried about rifle grenades, and that was devastating. Almost wiped out that squad. The Rangers are just getting mowed down when they're in no cover against these good Wehrmacht troops. So another grenade's going to come down here, and I managed to wipe out that squad, so that was great. That was kind of lucky. These guys are shooting, so as he advances in the open, he's going to see the... I'm going to lose that squad. I lost a lot of squads. I retreated the wrong squad. I'm playing like a rookie right now, making mistakes. But this battle, basically... Don't give up when you're struggling a little bit. Unless you have all TPU allies, then just give up. Because then you're just making that people wait there. I have my machine gun that turned. I'm gonna really try to wipe this unit if I can, but none of my guys can seem to hit anything. Yeah. So both fuels have been neutralized again. You can see they have some units around here. It looks like that MG42 got wiped out. MG34. So Lipton is trying to hold down here. He's also having a little bit of issue with a large amount of infantry our opponents have. mean, I have a decent infantry corps here, let's be honest. It's not like I have nothing. I also have my artillery back in a position here. So that's good. I actually suppress it here. And there's the MG up here again. I'm just going to flank it. If you're going to go this far up, you know, there's not just one way. He's actually going to try to turn. So I was telling, like, my infantry to go this way and try to flank, but it's, like, not the shortest path or whatever, so he's going to have to fall back from this, and he's going to be careful he doesn't lose his MG squad, so I need to take some missions. The fuel hasn't been taken yet, so I got to take that. I'm reinforcing that's going to be my next target here. So I have a line of infantry squads. I need to capture this point down here, too. I just want to stop the victory point bleed, because right now they are winning currently on victory points, so we have to be a little careful with that. There's a tank coming out, so I have to be careful with that Panzer IV. I'm going to grab a Sherman. He's has a lot of infantry. The Shermans are great against infantry. They're not very good against heavier German armor like a Panther, which is a medium tank, but or even a Tiger. Now you can see the blob. Lipton's doing his best. They're in the open suppress. That's probably the best opportunity you have to kill them. They actually wiped out a squad there. So they do have a machine gun over here, though, so Lipton's got to be careful of that. But he's so far winning. I mean, until this tank pulls up, I'm going to hop my guys. My captain's going to hop into a building. I'm just having trouble against his grenadiers with the machine guns. They have great upgrade. Now, I could have given my guys bars. I gave them grenades. Probably should have just given them bars. And I got my squad wiped out by a rifle grenade there. We are winning. When they get up close like this, that is not where you want to be with a ranger. So they're actually hitting this house with my my captain in it. I'm letting this guy do free fire. Nice hit there. So far this has been very not cost effective, but I have my machine gun here. So my other rangers are kind of hiding over here. They got kind of stranded. But with my rangers here that can reinforce, we're gonna be fine. That MG is gonna get wiped out though, so I gotta be careful. And he's just slightly too far away from my ambulance to reinforce, so I'm hoping my opponent decides to get out of here. Unfortunately, I just pulled back my injured captain, but he's just right here, so he can actually kill this Panzer IV. And I have more rear echelon if I need, but I'm now getting flanked, so I gotta be. This is really bad. I'm gonna call my squad now to flank this guy. I just killed this Panzer IV, but I also just lost my MG, and my Ranger squad got killed there, so I'm just losing a ton of units down here against him. I've lost 73 men here. And Lipton is once again, he's getting pinned, but he's so far winning. We're just dealing with a lot of infantry, kind of blobs like that. And now I have my own armor out, and he just lost his armor, so this could be a big turning point. I just need to keep my infantry actually alive. That might help. Go figure. He's going to fall back from us, and we have both fuel sources at this point also, so I'm going to try to use my advantage, but I'm getting 225 manpower a minute compared to these guys. Not 246 for Hans. Okay, so it's not that different, even though I don't have that many troops. And they built the fuel cache right there. And also, my ambulance is almost dead. They were shooting at him with their machine guns. And let's see, they're fighting up here. Lipton is getting forced back. They're not at 400 points. He's got to be careful. He put his Panzer headquarters up here. And yeah, we're going to lose that fuel again. But Lipton's been doing a good job. Oh, he gave us guys bazookas. Oh no, they took a Panzerfaust. Okay, cool. But yeah, Lipton is he's wiping out squads over here. He needs to retreat. He had a long time to retreat there with this squad. Anyway, I'm very aware of a bunch of Shreks. You can see this. There's 3 Grenadier squads, a Panzer Grenadier squad. That's a lot of infantry with all this firepower here too, so 1 Ranger squad is not going to stop that. I just switched to my my HE shells, so that'll be better against infantry. And my rare echelon squads have 1 veterancy here, so at 2 they can actually get an extra member. So I captured emissions, thankfully for us here. And Lipton's holding. We have all 3 victory points right now. They're really They're going down in victory points here at this point. And now he's got AT here. I just got to be able to dodge this AT. I wish I had snipers for the Americans. They did have snipers in the war. I promise you, they're just not represented in this game. But yeah, the British are still fun to play as. I still play as them. You'll actually see a match after this. I'm going to record with the British with a bunch of tanks. It was actually kind of cool. We're playing with Nick also. So you can see he's getting ready for an attack here. And his AT actually missed. I'm going to back up. I'm very much afraid of these Vet 2 guys with their machine guns. So Lipton's really keeping them off of this. Instantly suppressed by that, though.
The capture point is being overrun.
Anyway, so I'm gonna hop into the house here. I do have my HEs. I'm getting hit, so I gotta fall back here. There's also a Panzer IV. I see this and I'm like, I gotta switch over. So I'm switching over right now. It takes some time. And I also have my captain who has like sprint because he can actually run. He's Vet 3. So with my captain hopping into this house, I'm gonna start shooting bazookas at this guy here. I'm also getting my own tank prepared here. So I'm being careful not to pursue too far because I don't want to go right into the AT gun there. But I really wish I had some flamethrowers here. I'd love to level some of these buildings he's been using this whole match. Alright, he's gonna fall back from this. Isn't Lipton decides to come help me? Just being a good teammate there. We're gonna try to wipe some of these veteran troops. And this machine gun's like shooting up here, it's shooting over here. I'm trying to wipe out this AT, because I can wipe out this AT. I know his tank has not been repaired. And now we're starting to get some real kills on this guy. It's kind of cool. You can see the health and the health of the actual gun itself. And I know if I get Panzer Strike, no big deal. Because this tank is injured, and I also have the captain if I need. And I'm also upgrading with the machine gun on top. We really need that. And once again, we saw 3 victory points, so they're really ticking down on VPs at this point. I also know where his AT is, so I'm going to keep targeting that area. Like that. And it looks like Lipton also has a howitzer, and he's going to start shooting at this area right here. So I'm going to push up. I know his AT is gone. I'm at least going to try to kill this MG, which I managed to do. So this is where he starts losing a lot of his army here. He did a rifle grenade, and it's been cut off from most of their munitions. They still have some. And I just keep getting hit, and my tank is focusing on those infantry. He's going to go all the way back here. I've almost lost my tank. I do have my captain over here, and he's going to lead the charge. And yeah, they're going to pop smoke and fall back. So guys, what you've all been waiting for, the Pershing. The heavy US tank. Rocking, I think it's Alpha Company. And this is when my opponent decided to quit. When he didn't see this, but he decided to quit. So that's unfortunate. We still got the Pershing. I don't care if my opponent quit. He was a coward. Wasn't a coward, but he just quit. Wow, he was level 1? Okay, that explains. He might have been a smurf, let's be honest. Okay, so I just had trouble taking down a level 1 player. I feel good about myself. He did a good job if it was his first game. So he's having a little bit of trouble over here. And I got to fall back from the computer here, basically. They're launching rifle grenades at me. But I am capturing more munitions. We could just use the most we can get here. I moved my Pershing up, and I'm just like, I'm going for it. I could actually fire this into. I'm just going to try to kill his headquarters. Lipton's Pershing is also coming. The only bad thing about the Pershing is that it does not have a gunner on top. Whoa, even though it doesn't. Whoa. I minimized the game. Whoops, okay, we're good. We're back. He doesn't have a gunner on top.
Capture point is being
You can see a Panzer force coming in. So they're actually grouping back up here. I'm gonna kill the AT if I can. I brought my Sherman in here to help try to kill some of these anti-tank guns.
We're losing a capture
And yeah, they're dead there basically. I gotta get my Sherman out of here. There's AT. And yeah, this is the AI down here, so I don't really need to focus on me. Focus on the players still here. So I'm gonna go for the AT, obviously. Try to kill that if I can. So they're down to 2 men here. And I'm gonna not give up. They're almost dead here, so I managed to wipe those guys out. And now his infantry support guns are in trouble. Man, they're just gonna keep reinforcing too fast for me. Anyway, we have the Panzer IV is gonna move up here. I'm gonna use my captain, start shooting at this guy here. And my Pershings right here, look at that. One shot, how much damage it did to that guy. Huge shells this thing fires. It's a great tank. It does fire slowly and has a slow turret rotation though, so you have to be careful of that. I also got a Stuke. One hit, he's pretty much in trouble here. My captain should be able to wipe him out. If he doesn't have his bazookas both bounce off. That's okay. The ATs are going to come up here, try to maybe take out my tank. I have my machine gun right here, and then also I have some Rangers that are getting healed up. And yeah, the Rangers are just trying to kill infantry down here. But the big thing was when me and Lipton and me were able to take out this headquarters over here. That's going to stop him from getting any hopes of basically any kind of tank. Besides the King Tiger, after all. So we have a King Tiger, guys. Pershings versus King Tiger. We'll see how this ends up here. But yeah, it really sucks that guy quit. I mean, he was level 1. You should kind of finish your first game. If that was his first game. You never know. You see that's going in there. Instantly pinned, almost killed. He's got to fall back. This is okay, though. He's actually going to get a sniper also. I did manage to take out... Nope, his Panzer IV is getting repaired. I have like both my units. I'm gonna kind of shift my ambulance, push a little bit further back here to make sure when we get through we can actually heal.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
I like how my machine gun is facing the wrong way and doesn't adjust. But the Sherman goes in and decides to kill these guys here. I know this is a computer, but you really should not have your Panzer Grenadiers man expensive weapons like that. Oh, well, don't just have your Panzer Grenadiers, which are an expensive unit to reinforce, have to man that stuff. I just lost my Sherman. I'm not happy about that.
We just lost a medium tank.
This tank, meanwhile, is pursuing this Panzer IV, is actually destroying it. So that guy's out of control here. Let's go for the rear of the Stuke. That guy's gone. Now let's go for the, let's make it 3 for 3. And we're going to make it 3 for 3, so that gun is probably like, oh my god. Anyway, they also have a King Tiger here, and they're going to place it within cover of their Pack 43, which we don't know they have. Or is it Pack 40? Pack 43, yeah, that's right. Cool. So I picked up my Sherman, and I'm going to fall back with it, obviously. So we're going to hop out and start repairing with the rear echelon. See, this is a nice thing. Other units can man tanks. So I'm also going to reinforce my HMG. So, you know, we're ready. Like, if this guy wants to come forward here, we will take him out. There's also a sniper down here. Interesting the AI decided to get that. And there's my good old captain just hanging out. Major, just hanging out. I have my Rangers. I see that King Tiger start to turn its turret. I'm like, we're not going to mess with that. I haven't used his combined arms yet, or really the smoke, or the rifle position. I've used rifle positions, obviously. And I might as well shoot some bazookas into the side of this guy here. I'm telling Lipton, let's kill this guy here. However, I did not notice there's a Pack 43 back here. And that hit my rear armor, so I just got destroyed. So I'm like Lipton, Pack 43, so I'm gonna have to move up my 8, my artillery to deal with that. So that's smart placement. He baited me, so I've lost that. But I'm about to get another one anyway. I have plenty of fuel, so. The thing is, now I know where his artillery, his pack howitzer is, so I can start targeting that with this guy. He does have 17 kills. He's done his job. He's paid for himself. So we have another half track just roaming through. You know, wonder like, what does the AI do sometimes? So I don't want to show the games when the AI like quits so early, but I got, you know, just because the guy quit doesn't mean I'm not going to show you a Pershing. Like, that's not gonna. And yeah, he's complaining about his units got pinned. About the guys moving up. Because his machine gun, it doesn't pin as fast, and now they're both pinned. So. Well, I mean, suppressing is different than pin, you know, getting pinned. And yeah, that's the, yeah, we're in trouble. I would have loved to. Oh, nice, he actually wiped out that squad. Anyway, we have our machine gun duking it out with this half track over here. Yeah, but then we got our good old Captain Vet 3. Surprisingly, didn't actually wipe that out. I mean, it was full health, so I guess we need a little more than 2 bazookas. So that's gone out. I'm also capturing the victory point in the south with my rear echelons. Could be dangerous with the sniper lurking in the woods, so we're gonna hop back in our tank here. And we also have another Pershing out. This is great. And immediately we're gonna make sure. Wow, that guy's caught on fire. I'm gonna target. You can do attack move or attack ground, either one. I usually like to do attack move. You can click on these pieces of artillery, and with that you can actually like take out ATs, which the AI or opponents can't man them. I started doing this a lot. It's like it's a tactic that not a lot of people feel like. Only the like. Not I'm saying that I'm a good player, but the average player probably doesn't know about that, being able to destroy artillery with tanks, basically destroy weapons, like support weapons that way. Because clearly, I'm not the greatest player with how many infantry I've lost, but I've turned it around at this point. But yeah, 114 kills. And in the beginning part, I was getting my butt kicked. It's my Rangers, they're getting a lot of kills. Anyway, I saw a sniper start to, you know, I saw him right here. I'm gonna send my tank down here to go on some anti-sniper. Lipton's got to be a little careful because this guy is still around. I'm just getting my artillery into position now. Basically on the other side of this woods. It can barely hit this thing, but it can. Anyway, there's the dead German sniper. He didn't live very long. No kills. Once again, with that King Tiger, Lipton is in a lot of trouble, especially with this pack. So they're down to 75 points. We're gonna win on VPs alone if they don't do anything. They can't really hold this VP. Lipton's gonna keep sending troops in, popping smoke. So we are gonna start firing, and our goal is to head along this area here. Now we're not extremely accurate. That's the very edge of our range, like I was saying. But we do have great shots like that. Now we can reinforce this though, so we have to be a little careful of that. It looks like he only has actually. Doesn't even show if any men are manning that actually.
Consolidate our forces. We are down to 50 points.
Yeah. I will hopefully decrew this though. I have to pull my Pershing down here to take on another stew that's just being pesky. We could I mean, well, he's gonna get his tank repaired there. So good for our opponent for fighting on, but it made the video like 15 minutes longer. Yeah, I mean, all I'd say about this game is, you know, I adjusted. I got the late game. We were able to win mid and late game. So my opponent quit. Started destroying a lot of his forces. Surprised this thing is actually gonna. Good thing that bounced off. Yeah, we should easily. I mean, that did a lot of damage for a Stug actually on the frontal armor of this Pershing. But still gone. So he's almost dead actually, and I'm gonna have to keep using this to keep targeting this area here. But long story short, we basically have won. They're not 20 victory points. They're setting up another headquarters right here. Maybe to try to protect it, hoping he can like maybe smash in the south. He's gonna move his King Tiger up here. We gotta be careful. I see that. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I'm at half health too. I don't have any repair units, so I'm gonna just. I'm actually getting a rear armor hit there. He's not gonna like that, but he's also turning his own armor. I don't know where Lipton's tank is all the way back here. I see that with this King Tiger falling back really quickly, so I'm just gonna start. I'm gonna kill some of these inner support guns here that have been suppressing our units. But at that point, they have 10 points. There's nothing really to show here. We're just gonna finish it up. And they're down on 2 points. He was also just complaining a little bit. Look at that. And these guys repairing on my Pershing just turned around and blasted that thing. So here's how we won. Not only did the guy quit, that was a little bit of a factor, but I was basically able to, even though he was pushing me hard, he never really held this field for an extended point of time. Lipton kept up the pressure on the OKW in the far north pretty well, and even with all his inner support guns, he was able to counter that. We weren't able to destroy this, but we definitely were able to. Lipton was able to basically capture both VPs and the field for multiple points of the game up north. And once I got the Rangers out, they're veteran. 20 kills on these guys, 9 kills for those guys. The captain was great himself. Not only did he kill infantry, but he killed vehicles. And then this guy, 21 kills. So good game to our opponents. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you in the next match. Conform at T21. Sign up. Hope you enjoyed.